Welcome to Gene and Mike do the New York Times crossword.
Hi, I'm Jean.
And I'm Mike. And today we are doing the crossword for Saturday, September 14th, 2024. So, did you do the crossword?
I certainly did.
And did you do it as quickly as that answer suggested?
I certainly did not. No, it took me a while.
It was a major struggle for me. In one corner. Now you have to guess which corner. You have a 1 out of 4 chance.
I would guess the upper left.
You are correct.
The only thing I got the first time through there was SO, 23 across, which was brand seen on Canadian highway signs.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I knew 13. I was pretty sure I knew 13, but I didn't know how to spell it.
There was 13 across?
13 across. Baseball mascot with a fluffy green snout. I thought, oh, that's the one for the Phillies. And it's the Phanatic, but I wasn't quite sure how to spell it.
But it is spelled PHANATIC.
Phillie PHANATIC, yes.
I had no idea what that was about.
Oh,
And
that was a baseball mascot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the Royals, they have the lion, and the Chiefs have the kangaroo.
I understand the principle of mascot. I just didn't know which one it was. Mm-hmm. At one point, it looked like I could get the word magnetic to fit in there.
Oh, yeah.
I was just all over the place with it. I did know, or I guessed at one down, gala. And I was trying to decide whether or not that should have been a party or an apple. And I went with apple.
It is an apple, yes.
And I kept sort of vacillating with that. But because I couldn't, once I had apple and SO in there, I couldn't do anything with the rest of it.
Oh.
I was so embarrassed about one across. Red in the face, say. I thought enraged. I invented the word effaced, but it was ashamed.
That's right.
Did you get that right away?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. I ended up in that corner because
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know 16 across. Many Renaissance thinkers, polymaths.
Yes.
And so, yeah, I didn't know that. And I didn't know 19 across. Blank Sea Lice, collaborative album by Courtney Barnett and Kurt Weill.
Yeah, that was pretty. That was pretty cool.
Lotta Sea Lice. I don't even know those artists, Courtney Barnett and Kurt Weill. Do you know them?
They don't know you either, so it seems fair.
Do you know them?
Oh yes, Courtney and I have lunch every Tuesday.
I'm not talking personally, but do you know what kind of music they do?
They make music about sea lice, apparently. Lot of sea lice. 5 down, I thought, was tough. Word with the same meaning in English, Swahili, and Mandarin, among other languages. Oh. So my first thought was help, but turned out it was mama.
That's right.
Which is I think they could have mentioned a few other languages that I would have had a better chance with. That was a good clue. Yes. I didn't know 7 down. Senior class tradition.
Ditch day.
Ditch day.
Yep.
Yeah, I had witch day. I had all sorts of things. I thought one across was, well, I didn't know if that one across was going to end in an ED. Because it just said red in the, it could have or could not have, just depending.
When I went to high school, we called it senior skip day.
Mm-hmm.
But I have heard it called ditch day recently.
At one point, I called it teach day. I thought perhaps they take over and teach. Well, I had the CH in the day, and I had to do something with that.
Oh.
It was just, I burned through so much time there, and I was thinking I should just give up or come back in the morning. Mm-hmm. And I almost did that. And then one of those, I'm not sure what I got. It might have been 3 down. 3 down was pull up, and it was halts.
Yes.
And that might have been the one that sort of let me break through there. 4 down was tricky, where the average American lives. I'm like, okay, is that going to be like in South? And then I thought maybe when they say American, they just mean anyone in North or South America.
No.
So it's going to be like, Nicaragua or something like that. But it was any town, USA.
Right. I immediately thought Peoria, Illinois, because we used to live near Peoria. And, they always say, well, if it plays in Peoria.
Right.
But
that is true.
It did not fit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a very tough corner. I looked at wordplay after I solved this, and a lot of people were complaining about the top right corner.
Oh.
And I didn't understand that at all, because that, to me, seemed really straightforward.
Oh, yeah, compared to the upper left.
Like, 6 down, I'm sorry, this would be, let's see, I'll get this right eventually. 8 down, something trimmed after purchase was fur.
Right.
And then we had 15 across.
Fur, F-I-R.
F-I-R, yes, thank you. And then we had home to Sun Valley, and I had it starting with an I. Oh, I knew the word next to it. 9 down was 3/15 EG. So that was March 15th, the Ides of March.
Right.
So I had ID, so I thought that has to be Idaho.
Right.
And the one beneath it, 18 across, woman in dire need. Well, if you look at dire need closely, you see there's an R-E-N, the R-E from dire, and the N-E-E from need, and there's Renee.
That's right.
So I just tore through that, relatively speaking.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it wasn't fast, but it was certainly faster than the top left.
Yeah. I like 11 down was a great clue. Trailer homes, theaters.
Yes. That was good. And the one next to it was tough. Trying way too hard in modern lingo. So extra.
So extra,
Right.
yes.
I was unfamiliar with that, but I'm going to assume it's true. 27 across, job that anyone could see themselves doing. And at first I thought, I had enough letters, so I was thinking the end of it was going to be wishes, but it turned out to be window washer.
Right.
I was also toying with something involving mirrors, but that didn't get me anywhere. And then 30 across, temper was anneal.
Yes.
I always fall for that. I'm just like Charlie Brown and Lucy. Just like temper, irate, angry. No, it's the metal, anneal.
Yes.
That was tough. Did you know 31 across, the actress Weaving of 2022's Babylon, Samara?
I did not. And I put Sahara.
Oh.
And so then 29 down. That's where I ended up. 29 down, kind of boat affected by a wind advisory. And so I had shall craft.
Oh.
And first I thought, well, maybe it's like, I just thought shall craft. But then I thought, oh, it's probably small craft. So yeah, that was my mistake after I got everything else filled in.
Really?
I put the M in and I got the music.
Now, I immediately went for small craft.
Oh,
Actually, I got craft first.
You would know.
And, they say it on, in the weather reports occasionally. And at one point, I played with Skullcraft, SCULL, because I believe that's some sort of a ship or a craft, but turned out it was small. 38 across comes to, and I was like, awake, wakes up, wake up, arises, and things like that, but it was totals.
Right.
It's like, once again, Christina Iverson got me. Let's see. Dentist concern. I was sure it was going to be a cavity.
Oh, I put plaque.
Oh.
But that didn't fit.
Yep,
It fit, but it wasn't right.
Right. It was enamel. I know there are a lot of things that dentists are worried about. But
I got the 41 down, the A there. Cat's handle for her kitten. And I knew that was nape.
Boy, that took me a while.
Pick them up by the nape of the neck.
At first I thought it was going to be like the name that she would meow, like little kitty. But, well, it said the handle, like someone's name.
No.
So, but this was actually what they gripped them by.
Right.
I
thought that 42 was interesting, 42 across. It once ran the headline, Santa dies on Christmas trip. Abbreviation. New York Times.
Yes.
It's like, what kind of a story is that? Santa dies on Christmas trip.
I went for NAT. I thought it was going to be the National Enquirer.
Oh.
And I figured maybe they were abbreviated as NAT. I know, that was a shocker to me. And that Y was part of 32 down. Administrative center was City Hall.
Yes.
I got Hall, and I couldn't think of any other kind of what would work. It didn't help that 32 across was not in my wheelhouse. Highly rated French vineyards. Cru, C-R-U-S.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's some sort of a rating system. I was thinking they were looking for the name, but... And did you know 36 down? To Kill a Mockingbird family? The Finches?
The Finches.
You knew that?
Atticus Finch.
Oh, that would have helped me.
Yeah.
That would have helped me so much. But, I mean, eventually got it, but through the crosses, of course. We had puppy chow ingredient. 51 down was Chex, C-H-E-X. That was cute.
I was thinking, dog food, but puppy chow is a snack that you make with Chex cereal and
right.
M&Ms. And
you probably don't give to actual puppies.
No, definitely not.
We had 59 across. Apollo was conceived in them. The answer was 60s.
Right. Yeah, that was another great clue.
I was trying to decide if, at first it could have been 50s, right? I mean, it would have fitted.
60s.
Well, but I thought maybe they had like some long distance planning that they were doing.
No.
Yeah, I know.
Mercury was first. That was the early 60s.
I mean, I am watching, For All Mankind, so I now consider myself an expert on fictional Apollo history.
Oh, uh-huh.
34 down was fun. Some long-distance callers, yodelers.
Yeah, that was funny.
At one point, I had peddlers.
Oh.
I mean, technically, they probably don't pedal over the phone, but... And because 33 across, cry of delight, I had yip. And so I had yip, and so I had... That P gave me the start of peddlers.
Oh, I see.
But cry of delight was actually yay, Y-A-Y, and that led to yodelers. So this crossword took me an unbelievable amount of time. But
it took me just a little over an hour and 4 minutes and 30 seconds. And, I don't like to do them over an hour, but I was so close. I'm like, oh man, if I could just get a few more letters here.
Right.
And so, yeah, an hour 4.
Yeah, it was, I was way, way, way over that, so. But it was a good crossword.
Yes.
There were just a few places where I was just sort of, like I didn't know about the phonetics. For the polymath, I kept thinking it was going to have something to do with religious figures. And so at one point I was thinking it was going to involve papal or pope.
Oh.
But,
I was thinking humanist, because that's, that was the major philosophy during the Renaissance. It was not so much religious, but more humanist.
But wasn't there a time when the sort of the great thinkers were like in these monasteries?
Yeah.
And they were sort of like keeping knowledge alive?
Yeah.
So that's
the
what...
Dark Ages, before the Renaissance.
Ah, okay. All right. That would explain why papal didn't fit. But this was an excellent crossword by Christina Iverson.
That's right.
And that is it for today, except for the fact that it is Saturday, which means it's time for our Jam Katwa, the Gene and Mike Crossword of the Week Award. And this is where we go back through the crosswords of the week and whip out the old magnifying glass or loop and inspect them in minute detail, after which we pick what we deem to be the very best. And this week we picked...
Tuesday. September 10th by Daniel Bodley.
Yes. And we picked that because it had lots and lots of circled consonants. They had 3 themed answers with a series of circled squares in them. And if you examined those circled squares, they represented all of the 21 consonants, and it was a pretty impressive act.
And only appearing once.
Yes, thank you.
That's the thing that blew me away.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, uh-huh.
So it was a nice bit of work there by Daniel Bodley. The rest of the crossword was excellent as well.
Yeah, some great clues.
Yep, so well done, Daniel. And if you feel so inclined, drop us a line, crosswordpodcast@icloud.com, and we will have a signed Jam Katwa certificate, as well as some fabulous Northeast Wisconsin swag making its way towards you in no time.
That's right.
That is it for today. Thanks, everyone, for listening. We'll see all of you again tomorrow.
Bye-bye.